the hurricane is over. Before you know it, while you're shaking, we're a dynasty in the making. We're the royalty, now we're breaking down the enemy. Move over for the soldiers. Take a swing, I can take a hit. If we die, it's fine, we live for this. That's all for this. We're gonna stand on top with our hands in the sky. Gonna raise our cup to the stadium lights. For the glory, for the glory. We celebrate with the city tonight. Hear the hometown cheer and sing ultimate high. For the glory, we do it for the glory.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome here as we prepare ourselves for race number 3 of Season 4 of the NNSCRA Pizza Hut X Series. Getting ready to go racing in the Boyd Gaming 300 at Las Vegas, the home of the Neon Garage. 27 laps on tap here today. Now, this should be a very interesting race in the fact that we saw a very interesting race in the Tax Slayer Truck Series race yesterday, where we saw them be able to go 3 wide, and amazingly enough, on most occasions, they were able to hold onto it. So we'll have to see if that's going to be the case here today, as these drivers here today are trying to continue on consistency from the first 2 races at Daytona and Rio, or trying to bounce back from poor performances at either one of those 2 racetracks. Lining up on the pole position is Ryan George. Yesterday, in the Tax Slayer Truck Series race, we saw a first-time winner in Marty Zakala. Ryan George would love to pick up his first career Pizza X Series win here today in that Pittsburgh Steelers Mustang. Alongside of him, another driver who would like to get his first Pizza Hut X Series win of his career. That's William Brock in the 62. So far this season, the 2 drivers that have found victory lane at Daytona, it was Ying Canario, and of course at Rio last week, it was Dougie Shears. Both drivers come into this race in the top 10 in the point standings, and both would also like to maybe get their second win of the season to maybe all but confirm them a spot in this season's playoffs. This is going to be a very interesting race as well, in the fact that we have an opportunity to have 2 drivers go to victory lane at this racetrack, at this event, for the second time in their career. Now, Season 1, this race was won by Zachariah Hall. He is not in the series, but Season 2, the victory was captured by Joshua Osborne. He's in this field in the 70, and our defending winner of this race is Angel Navarro, who is in the 97, and he's rolling off from the 8th position here today. So we'll have to see if either of those 2 drivers can have lightning strike twice for them here today. Now for Navarro, he comes into this race 5th in the point standings. He could really use a good consistent run. Osborne had a good run last week at Rio. He's up to 18th in points. Let's get that command to fire him up.
Drivers, start your engines!
And speaking of points, as these cars will follow the Chevy Corvette pace car around for their pacing lap, we're going to give you your top 10 in the point standings coming into today's race at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Dougie Shears, with his win last week, a almost dominating win last week at Rio, is the points leader. He holds 4 points over Alex Gray, 9 points over Quentin Moore, and then 4th in the standings, Garrett Sidner with Angel Navarro, the defending winner of this race, in 5th. Ying Canario, our Daytona winner, is 6th. Steve Morgan is 7th. Cody Lamas in 8th. William Brock, who lines up on the outside of the front row today, is 9th in points, and his teammate Mark Davidson completes the top 10. Drivers that are on the outside looking in: 11th Jessica Miles, 12th Carson Gum, 13th Diego Yepes, 14th Phil Parker, and 15th Ashlyn Boyd, who picked up 20 spots in the standings after his runner-up finish last week at Rio, jumped from 35th to 15th after 1 race. The biggest loser last week was Scott Roush. He dropped 18 spots in the standings from 10th down to 28th. Still early on in the season, drivers can make leaps and bounds like that, and they can do it here today at Las Vegas. Ryan George and William Brock bring us down. The green flag is in the air. We're underway at Las Vegas. Let's roll. And it was Kev Shearer racing Tech Ford Mustangs on the insides of rows 1 and 2. Ryan George having his teammate in tow there, Jordan Lopez in the 34. But which of these two are going to lead the first lap? Is Lopez going to drive low to the inside? That puts George on the outside. Lopez going to forge ahead. Looks like he may lead the first lap of the day here at Vegas. Gets it, but here comes Joshua Hyatt to the inside in the 92. He's going to try and lead a lap here. Right behind him is Aubrey Eisestein, Chloe Ericsson, Ben Braley right there as well. Left the door open, did Hyatt, then tried to close it, but Aubrey was already there, and she's going to get to the inside. Now it's a drag race. Who's going to lead this lap? It's going to be Aubrey Eisestein, just barely on that inside line. 3-car now on a 1-year-plus winless streak. Last time it went to victory lane, Madeline Crenshaw put it in victory lane in season 3 at the Daytona International Speedway to start off the season. Chloe Ericsson now to the inside for the top position in that Ford Mustang. Ben Braley gonna take a look to the inside. I don't understand it. Maybe it's they're carrying too much speed, but it seems like as soon as a driver gets the lead, they jump up to the top side. And the only thing I can assume is with the drivers behind them pushing them, they're getting such a push into the corner that they cannot hold it down on the bottom of the racetrack. Almost 3 wide for a brief moment there. They settle it back out to double wide as Kyle Langeland will take the top position. And we are under caution. I was just about to question if we were or not. I thought I saw a yellow flag in the flagman's hands, but it was for a split second, a split frame, that I wasn't 100% sure, and I was trying to look for the lights to see if they were yellow. And before I was able to see if that was the case, the pace car was down the apron, which clearly indicated we were under the caution flag. Langeland was the leader at the line when that yellow came out. Looks like something out of turn 4 onto the front straightaway, and there were a number of drivers that must have been involved in this, because about the entire first half of the field was there, but then everybody else was missing. Charles Jackson is on pit road. Garrett Sidner, 4th in the points, was involved. Charles Jackson came into this race, what was it, 20th in the standings. Oh my goodness, is that, I think that's Qualls and the 27, all crunched up. There's our Daytona winner, Yin Canario. Looks like he's got a lot of damage, left and front. Phil Parker's coming to pit road. That's a number of drivers that were running well in points. 14th in points for Parker. Yin Canario, top 5 in the standings. Or actually 6th, rather. Seth Cole was involved. He's on pit road. Cole Deaver, Chris Dollerton. Parker's out of the race. And I'm trying to see if anybody else is involved. There's Qualls. His day's over. Looks like Seth Cole's going to return back to the track, but we had apparently a pretty big wreck. Now let's step aside and take a look and see what it was. We're going to follow this area right here with Dollerton, Jackson, and Phil Parker, because I think this is where the incident is going to be triggered. Coming off of turn 4, there's contact there between Jake Rogers and Ashlyn Boyd. And then there you see right there, it looked like Chris Dollerton kind of crowded Jackson up into Phil Parker. Another driver involved that we didn't document, Eli Bright, Quentin Moore, also getting a piece of it there in the 89 as Parker's car goes up and into the air. There's Yin Canario comes flying in. Diego Yepes was involved. And you see up top side there's James Qualls in the 27. I think he's going to hit someone that slides back up the track. Jessica Miles in the 25. She got a piece of it there with the left front. Look at Dougie Shears trying to snake his way through back there. Last week's winner. Mason Wood there as well, and I believe that's Chelsea Bowles on the inside line. And up there. Oh, that's Mark Davidson that ran into... Oops, hit the wrong key there. Mark Davidson ran into Seth Cole. And I think Scott Roush got into the back of the 29. And further up here, okay, there is the 24 of Sidner. I think it was Qualls that clobbered him. Oh, my goodness. In our Truck Series race here yesterday, we had a truck go flying up in the air in Alex Hawkins, and it's like Garrett Sidner sprouted wings here in this one. Look right here as Qualls just completely T-boned him. Oh, nope, the 19 did get involved. And look at the wild ride that 24 takes. Wow, for a brief moment, actually had the entire rear of the car up on the safer barrier. As he continues to flip and barrel roll. There's Cole Deaver. I think he might have hit the 27 of Qualls. And, oh! Patrick Curtis in the 0. Also nailing the 24 of Sidner. That is second in the points. I'm looking right now, and I am seeing second, third, fourth, sixth, and 10th in the standings that got involved in this one. Las Vegas very early on playing its part into shaking up the point standings. No doubt about that. We're back just in time for the green flag that came back out on lap 9 of 27. Kyle Langeland out in front over Ben Braley. There we go, got to get to the right camera angle. Then it was Christian Merrick Jr., Chloe Ericsson, and A Baranauskas. That was your top 5. Drivers out of the race after what we just saw include the cars of Eli Bright, James Qualls, Garrett Sidner, Mark Davidson, Patrick Curtis, Phil Parker, and Charles Jackson. The driver that's going to take the hardest hit in the point standings after that is obviously going to be Garrett Sidner, who came into this race 4th in the standings. Battle is on for the lead. Chloe Ericsson to the inside of Kyle Langeland. J Jefferson right there behind her, along with Ben Braley in the 0-2. We're starting to see some more drivers pop up here that we hadn't talked about. Jefferson's one of them. How about James Shelly? Now up to the 5th position. Carson Gum, 12th in the point standings. He's now cracked the top 10 in the 99. And another thing we're going to have to keep tabs on as well is slower traffic. Played a key factor in the outcome of yesterday's Taxslayer Truck Series race and could very well here today. There you see that slower traffic I'm talking about. Chris Dollerton, Seth Cole, Cole Deaver, Scott Roush, Diego Yepes, they're all off the pace. Dollerton right now exiting turn 4. The race leaders are out of turn 2, so it's going to take a little bit of time for the leaders to catch them, but not much. Ericsson showing the way in the 46 rather. They're battling for second behind her. Chloe Ericsson heading into next week would be on a one-year anniversary of her first Pizza Hut X Series win. And she won one of the dual races with Glenn Dewitt at Bristol Dirt. That was obviously not her only win of the season, as she also went to victory lane a little bit later on that year at Phoenix. Ericsson doing a good job defending the top and bottom of the racetrack, not allowing either line to really get a run as she's looking for her 3rd win of her Pizza Hut X Series career. Here comes a 3 wide potentially. Nathan Hudson down on the bottom there in the Red Bull Ford Mustang. And he will get the spot. And he's opened up the inside to continue that 3 wide formation. Now Z Flickinger down there, and here's the slower traffic. Seth Cole and Chris Dollerton. How are they going to get around him? Oh, there they go! That was Flickinger up and into the wall. He collected some others. I'm not certain who. I think one was Carson Gum. Caution's out. We're racing back to the caution here. Oh, careful! Nice save on the part of the 4 of Ryan George. And it looks like Hudson's going to lead us to this yellow flag. It just kills their momentum so much when they catch that slower traffic. And Flickinger Might have gotten a shot from behind. Somebody's blown the motor. And it would be Flickinger. You could hear that engine sputtering. I think that engine is done. Mason Wood's on pit road. I'm almost certain Carson Gum got involved. There he is. Maybe he got slowed up, but I think if we look carefully, we'll see some right side damage on the Weather Channel Chevrolet. And I think it may have only been those three. But it looked like a pretty hard lick, especially for the 96. So Nathan Hudson is our race leader under our second caution of the day. Let's go back and see what happened. Well, here it is. You can see on the left side of your screen, Seth Cole, Chris Dollerton. Much, much slower than the race leaders. Everybody starts slowing up, starts stacking up, trying to figure out how they're going to maneuver their way around those two slower machines. And let's see where the contact's going to be. In all honesty, that was basically on Flickinger. He just ran William Brock and Carson Gum up the track. They could have gotten through that, I think, without any incident, but wow. Not sure what Flickinger was doing there. I mean, he lifted. I don't know if just the car got tight in him or what, but he was given plenty of room down there, and in all honesty, that really shouldn't have been a wreck. And I saw a car. Oh, I think it's going to be the 18. Yep. Oh, wow. Nowhere to go for Mason Wood as the 96 continued to slide down the track. That's a hard hit for Mason Wood. And that's that black smoke we saw lingering on the back straightaway. Immediately, the black smoke erupting from underneath the hood of his Toyota Camry. And look at that. Slid all the way down, almost halfway down the back straightaway. That car had so much momentum after the hit. And comes to rest down there, down on the inside apron area of the back straightaway. And that will put more drivers back in the garage area, including Mason Wood. He'll finish 35th. 34th will be Zach Flickinger. You've got Seth Cole and Chris Dollerton, both a lap down in 32nd and 33rd, giving us 33 cars on the racetrack, 31 on the lead lap. Nathan Hudson will get us back under the green flag over Steve Morgan in second. And it's less than 10 to go, so Seth Cole and Chris Dollerton, who right now would be scored in 3rd and 5th, they are going to be restarting with the lead lap cars. So this could be a very hairy restart. Look who's up in 3rd place, though. Former winner of this event from 2 years ago, Joshua Osborne. So he's trying to double down, with Kyle Langeland restarting 4th, Chloe Ericsson in 5th. And it's Ryan George, the pole sitter, still there in 6th place. 7th is going to be Matt McIntire. 8th, Daniel Olson. 9th, Jordan Lopez. And Joshua Hyatt completes the top 10. One thing I've also noticed is our 2 previous winners from this season not exactly running all that well. Green flag back in the air. Yin Canario is going to restart in 26th. Dougie Shears back in 24th. So it doesn't look like we're going to have a 2-time winner this season here today. Looks like everybody jumped to the high side on Seth Cole and Chris Dollerton. And for the most part, I think they're going to get around those 2 safely. And when we get to the line, there's going to be 7 laps to go. And from what I can recall, it was about 7 laps that it took for the leaders to catch the 2 slower cars of Seth Cole and Chris Dollerton. So if my calculations are correct, we will not have to deal with slower traffic in the closing stages of this race. I hope. Hopefully, they'll just settle it out here amongst the leaders. 2 Ford Mustangs up front. Hudson in the lead. Steve Morgan in 2nd. Joshua Osborne is right there, looming in 3rd, and Chloe Erickson's had a strong car. She's taking 4th place right now, away from Kyle Langeland. And she'll get the spot. And McIntire now moving by Ryan George. That's the battle for 6th. And give it to McIntire. Morgan not making a move yet on Nathan Hudson. Is he sizing him up? He did not want to wait too long because here comes Osborne, here comes Ericsson. Back in seasons 2 and 3 of the Pizza Hut X Series, both drivers from Joanna Atwood Motorsports, Osborne and Qualls, went to victory lane twice. Last season, big goose egg for both of them. Osborne trying to change that here today, but now Ericsson's going to go to the inside of him. That's for third. Leaders are going to hit the stripe. There's 4 laps to go. Where's that slower traffic at? William Brock's back here going out of turn 1. Oh boy. So much for not having slow traffic to deal with, but fortunately they're not really double wide. They're more single file up here at the front, which means they may be able to maneuver their way around that wounded race car without any incident. We'll have to wait and see. Ford Mustangs, 1, 2, 3, then a Chevy, then a Dodge. Ericsson for second. She's the only one really that's making moves, and she's making it work. Question is though, is she making these moves too early? Osborne now going to go for third, and here comes M McIntire. He's trying to move from 6th to 4th in a matter of a couple of turns, and he might very well just do that. 2 laps to go here at Vegas. There's the slower car of Brock up ahead. Is he going to be a factor in the outcome of this race? They're going to catch him. It's like maybe down here into 3. Can they get to the inside? Yes, they can. Brock will not be a factor. He slows up Steve Morgan, though, along with, I think it was Kyle Langeland and Jordan Lopez. White flag displayed. 1 more lap to go. Can Hudson hold him off for 4 more corners? Ericsson is there. Another slow car ahead. That's Dollerton. Oh, they're going to catch him in a terrible spot. Who's going to step out first? Hudson stepped out quickly enough. I think he's got a gap now, and I think he's going to hang on. Seth Cole up ahead, but out of turn 4 for the final time. Nathan Hudson is going to get his first Pizza Hut X Series win of his career. He takes the checkered flag in the Boyd Gaming 300. Nathan Hudson, a former winner in the Hershey's Cup Series, but you got to go all the way back. I think it was to season 3, maybe even season 2. He then lost his charter last year at Michael Norman Motorsports, found himself out of a ride, and now, sorry for that cut, and now finds himself with a trip to victory lane and only his second, or make that his third, Pizza Hut X Series start. Ericsson will finish the day out in second. Third place is going to be Joshua Osborne. Almost was able to get his second win here at this racetrack. Fourth will be M McIntire, and Joshua Hyatt will complete the top 5. J Jefferson 6th, Steve Morgan 7th, Kyle Langeland 8th, then Jordan Lopez and Daniel Olson completed your top 10. The 2 former winners from this season, Dougie Shears brings it home 17th. I don't know if he's going to keep the points lead or not, and Ying Canario is going to finish in 23rd place. And you look on down through the remainder of the finishing results, and after 2 cautions, we had a number of drivers that finished out of the race. But that's going to do it here from Las Vegas. If you enjoyed today's race, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe, to become part of the crew today. We've shown you finishing results. These are your rookie points and overall points heading next week at Bristol Dirt. We finish out this weekend at Las Vegas with the Hershey's Cup Series race here tomorrow. Until then, I've been Seth Cole, and you've been watching a production of the SARA, Offline Racing at its best.